Let me say it plainly. There are no nations. There is only humanity. This isn't a poetic flourish or a utopian dream. It's a logical observation born from decades of studying history, technology, science, and the human condition. I've spent my life writing about futures, some bright, others bleak, but all grounded in one truth. Humanity either evolves together or we don't evolve at all. Borders, flags, anthems. These are constructs, tools we created to organize ourselves, but somewhere along the way, we forgot that the map is not the territory. We elevated the symbol above the substance. And now, we defend the illusion of difference more passionately than the reality of our common destiny. In the 20th century, the time I knew best, we faced world wars, nuclear standoffs, environmental decay, and political division. Each crisis reminded us of the same lesson. Our problems do not respect borders. Radiation does not stop at checkpoints. Climate change does not care about your flag. Pandemics do not require visas. And yet, here you are in the 21st century, still arguing over who belongs where, who deserves what, and whose story matters most. Listen carefully. The sun doesn't rise for Americans or Russians or Chinese. It rises for Earth, for all of us. And if we don't come to understand that, right soon, there will be no nations left to argue over, because there will be no humanity. Now, I know some will call this naive. Humans are tribal by nature, they'll say. We need identity, culture, sovereignty. I agree, we do need identity, but we do not need isolation. We do not need division dressed up as patriotism. Let me ask you this. What good is national pride on a dead planet? What meaning do your boundaries hold when your children are choking on smoke and your oceans rise to drown your cities? We are facing extinction-level threats, climate collapse, AI mismanagement, nuclear risk, biological experimentation, yet we still behave like children fighting over who gets to play king of the sandbox while the playground is on fire. It's not that I'm against nations. I'm against the illusion that nations are more real than people. I'm against the idea that we can continue to slice humanity into us and them and somehow survive. Look at your own history. Every technological advancement, every major leap forward was built on collaboration. The polio vaccine, the moon landing, the Large Hadron Collider, the Internet. None of these were products of a single nation. They were products of shared knowledge, shared effort, and shared hope. So what do? First, we redefine patriotism. Make it about solving problems, not defending boundaries. Teach children that love for country begins with love for species. Second, we globalize responsibility. If climate change is a global problem, then every nation should be accountable for every action, not just their own. Third, we build global systems, not to erase culture, but to protect humanity. The only borders that matter now are the ones between ignorance and wisdom, fear and understanding. Finally, we invest in what I've always believed to be our greatest hope: education, science, critical thinking, empathy. These are not luxuries, they are survival tools. They are how we develop not only as individuals, but as a species. I wrote about the 3 laws of robotics to explore what it means to protect humanity. Now I ask you to write your own laws, not for machines, but for yourselves. No belief is more sacred than the survival of the species. No border is worth more than a child's future. No truth should be feared, only understood. You may think this sounds like science fiction, but I remind you, today's science fiction is tomorrow's science fact. And if we're not careful, today's ignorance will be tomorrow's extinction. So I leave you with this. The stars are calling. The universe awaits. But we will not reach them as fractured tribes. We will only reach them as one. Isaac Asimov,